Hey guys, welcome back to the Sal Pitera channel. I'm Sal.
And I'm Debbie.
And we have a lot of information to unpack today. Everything from the latest round of cancellations to Carnival Corporation selling some ships and everything in between. And we'll be back to tell you all about it right after this. Okay, welcome back and thanks for staying through the intro. As always, if you're new to our channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below on YouTube, as well as a little bell notification. We are broadcasting at the exact same time on both YouTube and Facebook right now. Since this was important information, I wanted to get out to my Facebook friends too. So for those of you who are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, because we don't normally broadcast on Facebook, if you go to salpitera.com, and I'll put that on the screen for you, and after this video and click on the YouTube icon, that will take you over to our YouTube page where you can hit the subscribe button, and then you'll stay in touch with all of our cruise related videos and travel related videos, because we are getting into more than just cruise. Wow, we have a lot to unpack today.
We really do.
So I'm sure you have a lot of questions that need answered, and we're going to get into the cancellation questions in just a couple of minutes. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was something that went viral over the internet regarding Carnival Corporation, and I'm guilty of feeding it into it myself and maybe wording it incorrectly, is the fact that in Carnival Corporation's financials to stockholders, they said they were selling off 6 ships. And that, in combination with a interview with the president of Carnival Corporation did, kind of insinuated those ships would be the fantasy class ships throughout Carnival Cruise Lines. Well, John Heald, who's the brand ambassador for Carnival, put a video out the other day suggesting that it's probably not going to be just the Carnival ships that are going to be sold, but it could be across the Carnival Corporation fleet, which includes Princess and Cunard and some other cruise lines. So Carnival themselves might not be losing 6 Carnival branded ships. We don't know. It's possible they could be. John's message was really that we just don't know at this point. So if you're expecting Carnival to immediately lose 6 ships in the next 90 days, it may not be ships that are just in the Carnival brand. In my video, I suggested that industry insiders did think that it was going to be the Carnival fantasy class ships. And I personally think you're probably going to see those gone as well. But there is no guarantee. Carnival hasn't really put an announcement on specifically which ship in the Carnival Corporation line of ships and brands is going to lose them. So that's the first thing I wanted to make clear. I promised John I would do that. So John, I put that out just for you. So today we're going to talk about Carnival cancellations. And we're also going to talk about Royal Caribbean cancellations as well, since they're the second largest cruise line in the world. And then for other brands, we're going to do other videos that we'll put out over the next couple of days, or you can just check with your cruise company directly if it's not Carnival or Royal Caribbean. But today we're going to talk about Carnival's cancellations, because as of Friday, everybody was supposed to start cruising again. We thought on August 1st, because the CDC was planning on lifting their no sail order at the end of July. And then on Friday, CLIA, which is I don't want to say governing authority for cruise lines, but really the cruise line association that they all adhere and agree to and come together on, put out a statement saying that cruises will be canceled into September. And while initially Carnival put out a statement saying that they may or may not be going along with CLIA, they would put out information today. A lot of people thought that Carnival wasn't going to be canceling additional cruises. I think most people on the inside knew that they would, because once CLIA announces it, it's pretty much firm. But Carnival actually went over and above them. The new cancellations, oddly enough, were not mandated by the CDC. These newest cancellations were things that the cruise lines themselves got together on and decided for them it just wasn't worth the risk of sailing right now. So let's talk about Carnival first. We're going to go over Carnival's cancellation cruise, and I'm going to read this to you. As the COVID-19 situations continue to evolve, we regret to inform our guests that Carnival Cruise Lines is having to cancel the following sailings: all San Francisco sailings through 2020, all Carnival Sunrise sailings through and including October 19th, 2020, all Carnival Legend sailings through and including October 30th, 2020, all Carnival Radiant sailings through and including November 1st, 2020, all Spirit, Alaska, Hawaii, and transatlantic sailings through and including October 6th, 2020, and all other ships sailings through and including September 30th, 2020. We truly value our guests and appreciate your patience and understanding. To that end, we want to provide flexibility as you think about your future plans. Below are 2 options for guests whose cruise have been canceled to consider, including a bonus value offer. We look forward to welcoming you on board when the time is right for you. Carnival will honor this offer for any guests who were previously booked on voyages departing September 30th, 2020 or prior and canceled their booking on or after March 6th, 2020. Okay, so those are the actual cancellations. If yours was affected by that with Carnival, I'm sorry. We're going to go over the compensation and refund policy here and let you know exactly what Carnival is going to do for you. Now, this is if Carnival canceled your cruise. If you had a 6-day plus or longer cruise, you can receive a 100% future cruise credit, US 600, AUD 900 onboard credit per stateroom. On next cruise, if you're booked by 5/31/2001 for sailings departing by 4/30/23, or a 5-day or less cruise, a $300 onboard stateroom credit. Now, the first question I've got already from lots of people who were booked on a cruise that already canceled prior to this announcement, and they received an onboard credit already and booked a cruise for, let's say, August or September, and that this cruise is canceling as well. The number one question I'm getting is, am I going to get both future cruise credits as well as the onboard credit? Because if you've already received a $600 credit and now your cruise is canceled again, Carnival's offering another $600 credit. And a lot of people don't know if they roll over and you'll get both of them. The answer is no. You only receive one $600 onboard credit regardless of how many times your cruise was canceled. This has been verified with Carnival through my contacts there, and you definitely will only receive one of those. And I kind of understand it. While it would be nice to have a $1,200 onboard credit if 2 cruises canceled, I feel like if your cruise was canceled earlier in the year, you knew that COVID was a thing. If you booked for August, you kind of knew that those cruises had a pretty good possibility of being canceled. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
So you will only get the one onboard credit, but again, if you roll that cruise over, you can certainly get that onboard credit. If you booked one of these sailings, there is a form online. I'll put that down in the comments section. Regardless of the option selected, your taxes, fees, and port charges, vacation protection plan, prepaid gratuities, pre-purchase Carnival shore excursions, beverages, Wi-Fi packages, and fun shop purchases will automatically be refunded to your original form of payment. If you purchased your own flights, for getting to your cruise, we encourage you to contact your airline or travel agent about your options, as airlines are being very flexible. And they are being flexible. So even if you bought a non-refundable ticket with the airline, call them and let them know that your cruise was canceled, and the airlines really are being very flexible. You're also entitled to a full refund. If you don't want to book a future cruise, Carnival will give you a 100% refund on your cruise. Now, I do need to caution you, if you bought with a gift card, that is the only downside to buying with a gift card. Just like in a store, if there's a cancellation, they're not going to give you your cash back. So if you bought with a gift card, you really are going to get a future cruise credit because you're going to get that put back to you as a gift card. So if you bought with a gift card, and listen to me closely, do not opt for the refund, because you're only going to get a cruise credit in the form of a gift card towards another cruise. And if you opt for a refund on your gift card, you're not going to get the $600 or $300 onboard credit towards your future cruise.
Right.
So opt for the future cruise.
Yes, but the one thing that you should keep in mind is if you do that, which is the better thing to do financially, you do have to have your new cruise booked within a certain time frame.
Correct. So you will have the cruise booked within the parameters. So unless you're sure you're not going to cruise for a long time, take the onboard credit, because you'll get a future cruise credit rather, because you'll get the onboard credit. If you choose a refund back to your Carnival gift card, you'll still have to use that for another cruise, and you will lose the onboard credit that Carnival is giving you. So let's check chat and see if we have any questions regarding Carnival first, and we will try and get those answered. So let me scroll up and take a look. James Smith says, hello, Sal. I've got a question for my cruise December 1st. Do you still think it will go as planned? James, I don't think there's an answer to that question right now. Personally, I think so. The answer is, unfortunately, there's really no way of knowing at this point. We only know up until what Carnival told us that they're going to sail. So there really is no way to know for sure. Let's see. First of all, there's a lot of questions in here. If you're on YouTube, if you do a super chat, not only does it support our channel, it highlights it up in a color, so it's guaranteed we'll get to your question, guaranteed we'll answer it. So consider doing a super chat. It just makes it easier for us to see your question in any amount. Let's see. Jennifer, I hope this emergency isn't a live show to tell us cruises are canceled till next year. They are not canceled till next year, but pretty much close to it, since a lot of them are up until November. So let's see. I hope not. I just bought a bunch of Carnival stock. Carnival stock is down a little bit today, but it will go back up. I'm not too worried about our Carnival stock. Let's see.
Chester Gray is asking, can you use the onboard credit for excursions? And I believe you can.
Right. There you go. Can you use the onboard credit for excursions? Yes, you can, but you have to purchase them on board.
Right.
Your onboard credit will be given to you when you board the cruise ship. You can't use it for any prepaid purchases. But yes, on board, you can use it for anything except for the casino. Let's see. Is the Carnival Mardi Gras going to sail on time? The answer to that is we don't know. The president of Carnival did an interview last week where he suggested that the Mardi Gras is behind, but I've heard other people say that the shipyard thinks they can make up the time. So until we hear from Carnival, the answer is we don't know. Unfortunately, there's no definite announcement for that.
We actually have a tough question here from Jody W. Says, if my cruise was free from casino credits, will this credit roll over?
Don't know. Unfortunately, the casino works completely different than normal reservations. You'll have to call your casino specialist and find out if they can book you on another cruise. I seriously doubt they'll give you the $600 onboard credit, though, since it was a free cruise. Yeah. But the answer to that question, unfortunately, is I don't know the answer. If you watch, I'll try and find the answer tomorrow. We're going to do a morning show at 11 o'clock a.m. I'll try to find the answer to that for the morning show. So if you check back, I'll see if I can have a more definitive answer for you. Let's see. I'm praying my cruise on 3rd of October won't be canceled now. Sean, I'm afraid it is. Double check the information I just put on the screen a few minutes ago, depending on your booking. But yeah, it most likely is. Let's see. I already agreed book for Carnival take care of us and other perks as well. The $600 credit is all you're going to get, which I think is still actually pretty generous. A $600 credit is, I mean, that's a drink package. I mean, I think that's a fairly, considering that Carnival doesn't want to cancel these cruises. I mean, this is something that unfortunately is out of Carnival hands. It's a global epidemic. So I think considering the amount of money that Carnival is losing by doing this, for them to offer a $600 onboard credit when people come back on, I think it is a pretty good goodwill gesture. Let's see. Any other questions that we have?
Yes, Sarah Mayetta.
Let me answer this one first real quick. Jason, if there's 3 people in the cabin, does everybody get the onboard credit? No, it's $600 per cabin. So if there are 3 people in the room, you'll each get a $200 onboard credit. We have one more that came in the form of a super chat.
Yes.
Fred B, I had someone from Carnival want me to rebook my cruise. Can you handle it instead of them? It was canceled in April. Yes, we can absolutely handle your rebooking. As a matter of fact, right now, it's almost impossible to get a hold of Carnival Cruise Lines because they're handling so many questions. And if you'd like us to help you rebook it, we are happy to do that. Give us a call at 330-968-4300. I will put that number up on the screen. 330-968-4300. That is our live line where you can actually speak to somebody. And yes, we can help you get your reservation rebooked. That's not even a problem. And one other piece of news that we will also talk about this. We had a lot of questions this morning about our group cruise that's coming up in 2022, whether or not you can use the cancellation future cruise credit and the $600 onboard credit to book our cruise, which we're going to show you in a little bit. And the answer to that is yes, you can. You just have to give us a call at 330-968-4300. I know you have one more, but while I'm doing the phone numbers, also, if you want cruise to stay aware of the upcoming news in cruising in real time, or you want to know when we're going to put up a video, send me a text at 305-574-9213. That automatically puts you on our text message list, which sends out cruise and travel information in real time. You can also use that to text back and forth with us. We do look at all your texts, and we do answer as many of them as we possibly can. There's no charge for this service, and as soon as we find information, the first thing we do is we text it out to everybody. So send us that text. You pick up your cell phone right now while you're watching this video, 305-574-9213. I'm going to take it off the screen, but it is on my shirt. So just look at my shirt, and you can send me a text that way as well. Go ahead, Deb. We have more questions.
Yes. Sarah is asking if she cancels her October 4th to avoid not getting any refund, is her insurance refundable or transferable? I think that would depend on if she got it through Carnival or through her cruise line.
Yeah, if you bought it through Insure My Trip, you'll have to call them. Most likely it is cancelable since you haven't used the insurance yet, depending on what plan you bought. If you book through Carnival, then yes, it is refundable. They will refund your cruise insurance. You may even have it moved over to the other cruise. I'm not sure how Carnival's handling that, but it is absolutely refundable for a cruise that they canceled. Let's see. Can you use your 125% on rebooking on Carnival? It's only 100%. Traditionally, Royal Caribbean has been going to 125% with a lesser onboard credit. But Carnival, since they're giving away a $600 onboard credit, it has not been 125%. Our cruise at the end of November. What if my wife and I are not comfortable with traveling yet since our cruise is not canceled? Is Carnival handling these situations? If you're booked in November, you should still be under your cancellation period. You should be able to call Carnival depending on what you booked under. I know some of the fares, like the early saver fare, is non-cancelable, non-refundable. So depending on what fare you booked under is whether or not they will be able to refund your money. Call Carnival. They are working with people. Carnival really does want to do the right thing and help as many people as they can. So give Carnival a call, or if you're having no success, give me a call. If you book directly with Carnival, give me a call. If you went through a travel agent, you'll have to call that travel agent because they're the only ones that can help you. But if you book directly with Carnival and you're having an issue, give me a call. I might be able to get you straightened out. Sal, in your opinion, and when do you know, how long does Carnival have liquidity-wise to remain cruising before filing Chapter 11? You know, I don't think you're going to see Carnival file Chapter 11 or Chapter 7, and here's why. And I've put this out in some of the videos that we talked about for Carnival stock because I'm a big believer in Carnival stock. And the reason why is I'm going to throw these out. These are not going to be the correct numbers. I'm just going to throw these out in like bulk numbers for any large company like Carnival. Carnival owns millions and millions and maybe even billions of dollars in money to banks. And they also have a ton of assets, including cash on hand, including 24, I think, ships. So if you're a bank and I owe you billions of dollars, and you know that my credit is good, and under normal operations, I'm very, very profitable. And then a situation like this comes along, and I have to close down my operations. And I start using my money to do refunds, to paying for fuel for the ships that are still out there, paying employees, etc. And I start running out of money. Well, if I file bankruptcy, you as my banker are going to lose that billions of dollars. So knowing that I'm normally profitable under normal operations and I have no problem paying you that money back, what are you more likely to do? Are you more likely to let me file bankruptcy and then you never get your money? Or are you more likely to loan me more money to help me get through these expenses, knowing that next year I'm going to be plenty profitable enough to give you your money back? Most people on Wall Street and most financial advisors think the second option is most likely what's happening. In America, it's already happened. They've already got an influx of cash from banks and investors. So the answer to that question is no, I don't think that Carnival is going to file bankruptcy anytime soon. Carnival Corporation is a huge business, and I just can't see that happening. Plus, the banks, if they were to file bankruptcy, what are they going to do? You're going to find Chase Manhattan or other banks suddenly sailing cruise ships. I just don't see that happening. And don't just take my word for it. Most financial advisors don't see that happening. Now, is it possible? Sure, anything's possible. The biggest business in the world go under it at some point. But I don't think this is Carnival's time. I think Carnival will get through this. I think the people who run Carnival, the CEO of Carnival Corporation, as well as Carnival Cruise Lines, are fantastic at what they do. They're being more than generous with their customers. And cruising also has a very loyal customer base as well. I mean, how many of you are thinking about cruising already, knowing full well that, that this global epidemic is still going on? I know we are. We have one booked in January already and are hoping for that to go. So Carnival really does have a very loyal following. I really don't see them going out of business anytime soon. Let's see. We got a lot of them. Again, if you do a super chat, we're more likely to get to your question. Plus, it will also benefit us financially, keep these videos going. Did Carnival give any rhyme or reason to push out to November? I think, well, it's not just Carnival. First of all, let me explain. This is all major cruise lines in the United States. The announcement was actually made by Cruise Line International Association, which is the major association for cruise lines and travel agents. I'm not going to go as far as using the words that it's their governing body, but when CLIA puts out an information like that, it's usually because all the cruise lines have already come together. And I think that the reason they're pushing this out is just for an abundance of safety for crew and for passengers. What you got to remember, and we kind of saw this coming a week and a half ago when we saw Carnival take the next 2 months bookings completely off their website. I know there was a lot of naysayers. Even John Heald said, no, that's just because we're social distancing. We kind of saw it coming, and we told you we saw it coming in our morning show. But I think it's just an overabundance of caution. I mean, what you got to remember is that even if they social distance the guests upstairs, let's say they only book 1 out of 3 cabins in social distance. The hard thing is the crew downstairs is not social distance. Some of those crew are 2, 3, even 4 person in a room, very tight quarters. They're used to it. And having them all down there, if there's an influence of COVID and they go up, they can give it to the people upstairs, or they can bring it downstairs from the people who get on board every week. I think right now, I kind of agree with this decision. I think that it really puts crew and passenger safety, and that is always what Carnival will put first above profits. I mean, it's always safety first. I know a lot of people don't believe that because Carnival and other cruise lines, it makes great news when things go wrong. But I have been dealing with Carnival for many years, and I'm here to tell you, when they tell you that crew and passenger safety comes first, they really, really do mean it. All right, let's see. Any information on Holland America? Holland America, go to hollandamerica.com. I don't know if they've updated their site yet, but all major cruise lines are canceling more cruises based upon what CLIA said. So take a look at theirs. And let's see. I'm trying to look for more comments. Tell you what, while we put more comments up on the screen, since we have 193 people watching, I'm going to play a short video about our upcoming group cruise. Again, if you had a cruise with Carnival that canceled, you can move your future credit and your onboard credit towards this cruise, and it will be an absolutely amazing event. Hey guys, welcome back to the Pitera channel, and we have the absolute cruise of a lifetime for you, and I'm going to be back to tell you all about it right after this. This sailing in 2022 is going to be on the Carnival Glory. It's a fabulous 8-day vacation. We're going to be leaving out of New Orleans, Louisiana, and we're going to be traveling to Cozumel, Mexico. We're going to be going to Grand Cayman, as well as Montego Bay, Jamaica. Along the way, if you've been on one of our cruises, you know to expect lots more than just what the cruise line has to offer. We literally take control of the ship and offer all kinds of great events, literally from seminars, private parties with cocktails, meet and greets, all kinds of cool things that you can only get during this cruise event. But there's a couple other things that make this event just the sailing of a lifetime, something you really can't miss. First of all, this is Carnival's 50th anniversary sailing. So during the sailing, Carnival will be going back to a throwback cruise, giving you all the things that they've stopped during cutbacks over the years. You're going to see them on this cruise, such as the chocolates on your pillows at night, midnight buffets, free room service, all kinds of cool things that you come to expect that Carnival has stopped over the years. But also really cool, we're told that Carnival is going to be making a 50th anniversary television commercial. And during this commercial, lots of the Carnival ships are going to converge together and sail right next to each other so that Carnival can make a commercial. And I'm told they'll be sailing together for 24 hours. That is something that you'll never see again in your lifetime. But here's the coolest part. We're going to be sailing on March 5th, 2022. And guess what's happening in New Orleans on March 5th, 2022? You guessed it, it's Mardi Gras, baby! And not only are we going to be sailing the next day, but for those who come a day early, we're going to have a group hotel at a great price, and even charter buses that will take you to Mardi Gras and back the days before the cruise, and even a bus that will take you to the cruise, and then after the cruise will take you either back to the hotel or airport. We're going to arrange all that for you. All you have to do is book your tickets, show up to New Orleans, and I promise this is going to be the vacation of a lifetime. Hey guys, join us on March 5th, 2022 as we sail on the Carnival Glory. This group cruise will celebrate Carnival's 50th anniversary celebration. 8-day cruise will be from New Orleans to Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and even Montego Bay, Jamaica. Private events with free drinks, meet and greets, free ship tours, gifts, and a whole lot more on this group event. And the coolest part, this is Carnival's 50th anniversary, and along the way, lots of ships are going to meet up at sea for a grand celebration. Prices as low as $941 for an inside cabin, with a great payment program that starts with only $100 down. Now you need to reserve your cabin quick because space is limited. Call me now at 330-968-4300. All right, guys, so that'll be a really cool cruise. It's in 2022. That one's not going to get canceled. We will be over this by then. And again, the reason I played that is because you can use your future cruise credit towards that cruise. So we do have a question about that. Can you send me specific information regarding the 3/5/2022 cruise? 3 travelers, 2 cabins desired, balcony. Yes, Glenn. All of the information is on www.cruisingwithsal.com. Or you can give us a call at 330-968-4300. And that is the website, I believe. Oh, I got to take the comment off the screen. That is the website. I believe all the cruising information is available on there. Before we go any further, we have lots of people asking about their specific cruises. I think people came in late.
Yes.
So what I would like to do is put that information back on the screen as far as what cruises Carnival is canceling. So we're going to go through this one more time. As the COVID-19 situation continues to evolve, we regret to inform our guests that Carnival Cruise Lines is having to cancel the following sailings. All San Francisco sailings through 2020. All Carnival Sunrise sailings through and including October 19th, 2020. All Carnival Legend sailings through and including October 30th, 2020. All Carnival Radiant sailings through and including November 1st, 2020. All Carnival Spirit, Alaska, Hawaii, and transatlantic sailings through and including October 6th, 2020. And all other sailings through and including September 30th, 2020. So that pretty much takes care of all the ships. Hopefully yours is not one of those. Hopefully you're booked after that. But if it is, I'm sorry. We're going to try and get to a few more questions before we go.
We have 2 questions that are kind of similar here. Okay. I have a cruise book for November, but it's not paid off due to the COVID. What happens if it's canceled? Will I get the money back or do I need to pay it off?
No, you can either have your refund or you can use that as a future cruise credit for another booking. Even if it's not completely paid off, you'll still get that $600 or $300 onboard credit if you use it towards another booking. So, or you can just get a refund of what you paid.
And then the other one that kind of went along with that is that they are not paid off. Excuse me.
What's the name so I can put it on the screen?
But they don't want to pay out any more money into it. Bob Benson, I believe. I have a final payment due to the Carnival. Well, I'll let you go ahead and read it.
Go ahead. You're halfway through.
Due to Carnival in August for an October sailing, I don't want to cancel, but don't want to give them any more money on my cash while they are not sailing and may cancel. So I kind of...
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. If your cruise is not canceled and you stop paying for it, you will no longer have a booking. So if you plan on going on the cruise, you need to keep up with your payments. Because if they cancel later on and you no longer have a booking, you won't have nothing. And if you're in a no refund period, or you're in a period where there's penalties, or you booked under a rate code that has a no refund, you will lose the money that you put in. So if you have a booking that has not been canceled, and you plan on either going on that, or if they do cancel, you want to use that as a future cruise credit, you do need to keep paying for that booking. Otherwise, it will cancel. If you have any money that's no refund, you will lose it. And then if they do cancel the cruise, you will get nothing back.
But if they do cancel and you do pay into it, then at that point, you should be able to get a full refund as well.
Correct. If you keep paying for your cruise and they cancel it, you'll get a full refund, right, or you'll get
so if
the
nothing else, you can look at it as like a mini savings account kind
Correct.
of thing.
So let's see. Does cancel Carnival cruise have to be paid in full to get the onboard credit? No, to our knowledge, if you have an active booking and Carnival has canceled it, you can use what you have paid in towards your future cruise credit, and you still will get the onboard credit. It doesn't have to be paid in full, as long as you're on time and up to date on your payments.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, here's one I was going to answer. Jennifer, how come they are not paying the employees that are still stuck on board? Okay, so let me misspell this myth. There are lots of people still working for Carnival who are getting paid. The vast majority of people who work for Carnival work here stateside. First of all, they're not even on ships. Those people that are working are getting paid to work. There are a lot of employees that have been furloughed,
right?
Just like any other business throughout the United States. Unfortunately, there has been a lot of cutbacks. Carnival has experienced massive losses. As a matter of fact, $4.4 billion this quarter. So they are cutting people back. The people who are working on board a cruise ship are still getting paid. I don't care what you read otherwise. If they are working on board a cruise ship, they are getting paid. Now, there are people on board a cruise ship that they are bringing home. There's cruise ships all over the world right now that are bringing employees home. Some of them are just being used for housing people whose governments won't let them at home. If they're not working, they're not getting paid, but they're also getting a free place to stay as well. But those people who are working for Carnival Cruise Lines right now are getting a paycheck. That is a very popular myth that is out there. I can assure you, I've confirmed it with my people at Carnival. If you're working on board a cruise ship, you are getting paid. That being said, if you watch tomorrow's morning show at 11 o'clock, there's actually a big controversy with Royal Caribbean right now. A lot of their employees have been paid by, which is kind of like normal lately for them to have like credit cards through other companies. And there's millions of dollars missing from the employee fund. Yeah, right. So we're going to be going over that tomorrow. So catch our morning show tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Let's see. Let's take another look. One more question. As a solo traveler, if booked through you, will I be paying the same as two people pay for a cabin, or is there a little discount? Okay. I don't know whether you're talking about on the group cruise or just a regular cruise. First of all, when you're cruising, it's based on double occupancy. So if you're going as a single traveler, you usually have to pay 2 cruise fares, but on the second cruise fare, you don't pay the port charges or taxes since there's no people in there. If you're talking about our group cruise, you have 2 options. You can either have a single cabin on your own. Yes, it's based on double occupancy, as I just explained. But we also have a matching service where we can match you up with another single traveler who's coming of the same sex, of course, and put you together so that you only have to pay for one. So those are both options. So for cruising. On our group cruise, again, is the only time we can match you up is on a group cruise. If you're not talking about a group cruise, yes, it is based on double occupancy if you come as a single traveler. Jennifer still insisted that they say they're not getting paid. Let me restate this again. There are people on cruise ships that are not getting paid. Those people that are being shuffled to get home, those people using it as temporary housing, they are not getting paid, but they are not working. The people who are working on a cruise ship or for corporate are getting paid. I can't say that enough. I'm not going to answer that question no more. So stop asking. Let's see. What if you're booked on one of the ships that Carnival is going to be selling off? That's a great question. And the answer is we have no idea. I can't imagine that Carnival would not refund you if they cancel any of your bookings. However, no, there actually is a answer to that question, actually.
Okay.
And the answer to that question is, if you listen to the CEO's interview, he suggested that those cruise ships are going to be sold in the next 90 days. Well, guess what?
There's nothing.
There's no cruising in 90 days because everything is already canceled. So, Jason, the answer to your question is nobody right now has a cruise booked on any cruises that will be sold if they're sold in the next 90 days. So you don't have to worry about that. Just came up with that answer off the top of my head. It was pretty good, wasn't it? All right, let's see. So if people are booked for the cruise, that's your group cruise.
I just saw that.
But not through you. Will they be included? Jennifer, I'm sorry, but no. We have lots of private events for our group on board, cocktail parties with free drinks, meet and greets, giveaways, mingles, seminars, all kinds of really cool stuff that's way over and above what you get if you book directly with Carnival. And since Carnival doesn't want to give the entire ship our free events and cocktail parties and all that good stuff, which, by the way, we're paying for. Unfortunately, if you book through Carnival, you won't be invited to those. Now, if you're already booked on that ship through Carnival, give me a call. There is a way we can transfer you over to our booking. But unfortunately, no. If you book directly through Carnival on that ship, you'll still have all the fun activities that the ship offers, but you won't be invited to any of our activities or the pre-cruise hotel or the shuttle service down to Mardi Gras, any of that good stuff. Unfortunately, that's only if you book through us.
Moscato is not with us today, but maybe he'll make an appearance for tomorrow's morning show.
Go get him. Go get Moscato. Oh, the dogs are going to bark because I think Amazon just came to the door to deliver some more camera equipment. We have 3 dogs here, so you're going to hear them for a second. So I'm still looking at your questions. Let me scroll up a little bit. Take a look at this one. I have final payment due to Carnival. If I don't, we already answered that one. Hey guys, with so many watching and joining in on this live chat, why not hit the like button? No, dogs. Bad timing for the doorbell. Oh, the live videos. Yes, I agree, Deb. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button if you're on Facebook. Share it if you're on Facebook. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you are watching on Facebook, come on over to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell notification. That way, every time we put up a video or do one of these live videos, you will be notified. We don't do this on Facebook very often. I just felt like this was such big news that we had to do it on both platforms. Also, send me a text. It can say anything at 305-574-9213, and that will automatically add you to our text list, which gives you important live information. Also allows you to communicate with us via text. But thank you, Deb. I appreciate that and totally agree. Let's see.
Sorry, guys. Moscato just didn't want to have it today.
Linda Rouse, if my cruise is canceled in October, fully paid for, will I be able to move my credits to your cruise? Yes, you will. Just give me a call or go to our website and sign up, and then give me a call at 330-968-4300. And we can absolutely move any canceled cruises to the group cruise. This group cruise is going to be absolutely amazing. This video is not to promote the group cruise, but at the same time, if you're not signed up for it, you really should be. Will the Onboard double if your second cancellation? Antonio, I already answered that once, but I know you probably weren't here, but no. If you've already got the $600 onboard credit because you were on a cruise that already got canceled and now your next cruise gets canceled, no, you will only get the one onboard credit. And to make that even further, if you cancel this cruise and opt for your money back, you will lose that onboard credit from the first cruise as well. So you truly got to roll it over to another cruise again. And it really does make sense. I mean, those who had one that already canceled already knew about COVID-19. You kind of took your chances booking a cruise so close,
Right.
That I think that most of you will probably think it's pretty fair that you knew that there was a possibility of more cancellations coming up. Let's see. We do have a super chat from Georgina. Thank you, Georgina, very much for $1.99. The super chats really do help us go towards our cruises. I think 2020 is over for cruising. I don't think so, Sean. I really don't. I really think after this next cancellations that we will be back sailing. Remember, this was a cancellation not by the CDC. This was the cruise line's voluntary cancellation, just to make sure that they can get things right, to make sure that you're not going to get on board and get sick, as well as their crew members are going to get sick as well. Let's see. Sal, hope you had a pleasant Father's Day from Cruise Junkie. I did. As a matter of fact, my wife and kids took me out to a brand new seafood restaurant they just opened here. I'll give them a shout out. What's the name of the place?
A+ Crab.
A+ Crab. It's a New Orleans style seafood shack in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, just outside the Akron area. And I'll tell you, it's supposed to be New Orleans style. When you first walk in, you'll be a little weirded out because everybody is Asian American. It almost feels like you're walking into like a Chinese buffet, even though it's not a buffet. But the food is just out of this world. Dogs again. My daughter's going, shh. The food is just out of this world. The people are so nice. So quickly becoming my favorite restaurant. I love crab legs. So when you see me down in Florida, and if you have my text service, I'll let you know when we go to the all-you-can-eat crab legs place. You guys can come eat with us.
And that is why Moscato didn't want to come up.
So now you can hear Moscato and the dogs and everybody else going nuts out there. Georgina says, love the text option. If I text you a mobile number in England, unfortunately, it doesn't work overseas yet, but we are working on that. I will let you know when it does.
We do have another super chat.
So we lose our second onboard crab, but still gets commission. Wow, that's really fair. Well, Ron, it really is fair. Here's why. Oh, my goodness, the dogs. Okay, again, Ron, it goes back to when you booked your next cruise, you kind of knew that there was a good possibility that it could get extended. You took that chance. Why should Carnival have to pay you additionally because you took the chance on another cruise that you knew had a pretty good possibility of getting suspended? Now, here's the other question. When you knew that it had a possibility and you went to a travel agent who is working, while the travel agents love what they do for a living in most cases, it is a job, okay? So when you come to them because you want to take the chance on going another cruise, why should they work for you potentially for free? Will you go to work for free next week? And if Carnival cancels more, send me your paycheck? I don't think so. And the other thing, Ron, is that the travel agents commission that direct travel agents get doesn't come out of your pocket. That is something Carnival is sending them because of their relation with the travel agent. So I don't understand your thinking, Ron. I know you're frustrated that you're not getting another $600, but at the same time, I mean, boo-hoo. The travel agent's going to get paid. It's what they do for a living. I don't feel bad at all that travel agents are still getting paid. They work hard for your bookings. So that's where I go with that. Sorry, Ron, if I offended you, but at the same time, I found it a little offensive that you don't think the people who are working for you should get paid, especially when it's not coming out of your pocket. Okay.
We do have a super chat. Thank you, Laura Benson.
Yes, for $1.99. Thank you very much. The dogs are driving our cats nuts.
Oh, to be a fly on the
I'm
wall
sorry.
there.
Can you use your cruise credit for an already booked cruise on the Mardi Gras? Yes, you can. Call Carnival. Call your travel agent if you book through a travel agent, or if you can't get a hold of Carnival, give me a call at 330-968-4300. We can handle that for you. Heard that New Orleans, I get in trouble for this, excuse me. Heard that Narlands, only you people in New Orleans call it that, so you know. I get in so much trouble for saying New Orleans. So the question is, I heard that Narlands is not issuing any passports other than emergency. How can I get a passport for my next cruise? Jimmy, most likely you don't need a passport for your next cruise. If you're traveling on a cruise that starts in the United States, ends in the United States at the same port, and visits at least one foreign country, which they almost all do, you can travel with a birth certificate and a valid driver's license. So if you're unable to get a passport, don't worry about it. You might not need it for your next cruise. Let's see. I don't know what that means. Just Galveston ship. Yeah, Galveston ship. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but okay.
We did a Halloween sailing out of a Galveston ship once. That was a lot of fun.
Here's a good question. Joel says, our cruise was canceled by Carnival in April. We requested our money and still waiting. How long does it take to get a refund? And the answer is up to 120 days. Now, while before this pandemic, Carnival has been much faster in getting refunds. When you actually bought your ticket, no matter when you bought your ticket, it has always been the cruise line's policy. And it's not just Carnival. It's been on all their carriage of contracts, which is the terms of service you accept when you buy the ticket, that it can take up to 120 days. With the vast amount of refunds that Carnival is processing, unlike when before this, it's just taking a longer amount of time to get the refunds, but you will get it. Like I said, it can take up to 120 days to get it. That is a very good question. Okay. Do we have handicap rooms available on our cruise? I'm thinking you're talking about the group cruise. Yes, there is. If you sign up at cruisingwithsal.com, just give me a call afterwards and we can set you up with handicap arrangements. Not a problem whatsoever. Let's see. As a matter of fact, on the group cruise, we have a really nice lady who's coming with her seeing eye dog. And we're going to make lots of great videos on her seeing eye dog. Is she?
Yes, Deb Wright. She is.
Oh,
here,
Deb! I did because I put her up a little while ago, and she's going to allow us to follow her and her dog around and make some really cool videos on the seeing eye dog. And the number one question asked whenever we talk about seeing eye dog is where do they go to the bathroom?
Right.
We actually had a video we were going to make on our last cruise like that, but weather wasn't permitting for us to get up there.
Right.
So I think that's all the questions that we have for today. Let me go back one more time. It's not too late to put a question in. I'm going to scroll up and just take a look and see if there's any more questions we have to answer. Hopefully I got everybody. If not, we put it in now. Let's see. The statement I made was retracted. I'm not sure what the statement was, but okay. Oh, the employees not getting paid. All right, Jennifer, I promise you, Jennifer, they are. I have lots of friends on. I'm not trying to be rude to you. I have lots of friends on board that are working and they are getting paid. I promise you they are. Carnival takes two things into account over top of profits every day of the week. And we know this because we're lucky enough to be part of the Carnival family. So we know this because lots of our friends and coworkers work on board as well as down in Miami. We're really, really blessed to have the relationship with Carnival that we do. And Carnival always put safety of their crew and guests first, but they also put the happiness of their crew right up there. Mm-hmm. Because a happy crew makes for a happy ship. It's just that simple. No matter how happy you are when you get on board the ship, if you have a crew that's miserable, they're going to bring you down make it so that your vacation, Todd, if you're watching, I'll give you one of these. Those of you who sail with Todd Whitman know exactly what that means, which pretty much means exactly what I just said. A happy crew means happy guest.
Is your hand still doing that?
My hand in the back still has one of these up. But Todd, that's for you. Hope you're watching, buddy. If you sail with Todd Whitman, who is a cruise director and doesn't work with Carnival anymore, you know exactly what that means. So, but Carnival really does take the happiness of their crew, and you can rest assured that, one way you know that is by the fact that when crew couldn't fly home because the Bahamas wouldn't take them as passengers, and they couldn't get them in the United States because the airlines wouldn't take them as passengers. I mean, how many companies do you know that would spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to put their crew on the cruise ships and sail those cruise ships all over the world to their home countries, so that those crew members could be home with their families during this crisis? How many businesses do you know that would do that? I can promise you Carnival takes very good care of the crew on board, as well as people who work here in the United States. So let's see. Not if you answered, but would you recommend booking a cruise in December, January, special deals that they were offered? I have a cruise booked in January. I truly believe we will be cruising when this current round of cancellations is over. Can I say that with definitively? Of course not. Nobody can. But I truly believe in my heart that the cruise lines are going to be using this voluntary shutdown time to really come up with a plan to make people be able to cruise safely. I also believe there's going to be either a treatment or a vaccine come December for the epidemic. So I think that's going to be a big portion of it as well. So yeah, personally, I do believe that cruising will be, but if you're going to book, understand that plans are fluid. So don't buy your airfare yet. Don't buy your pre-cruise hotel yet. Buy these cruises if your plans are fluid. If that's the only vacation you get in a year, don't book that. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you can have your plans be a little bit fluid, yeah, I do believe we will be cruising after the current round of shutdown. Jennifer says, yes, that's something awesome they have done to their employees, the group that just got home in India. Awesome. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I promise you, Jennifer, they really do care about their employees. Where do we get information on your group cruise? So again, I'm going to put that up one more time. If you're thinking about going on our group cruise, go to cruisingwithsal.com. Pricing is going to go up. So put your reservation in now. It's only $100 down per person to put your booking in right now and get a great room on that cruise. I can promise you this cruise in 2022 is going to be like nothing you've ever experienced on a cruise ship before. It's the perfect storm. It's the Carnival 50th celebration. It's the cruise ships coming together to sail together. It's the throwbacks. It's all the activities that we put on for the group, which I can promise you there's no way to explain it until you see what we do for our groups. And I mean, and we didn't even know it when we booked it, but it's in the heart of Mardi Gras. So, I mean, it's just a perfect storm of vacations. You'll never see another cruise like this ever again. If you can get the time away for the 8 days, I mean, it is a fantastic cruise. www.cruisingwithsal.com.
There's a good question here is what medical records do you need to sail on board a cruise ship now? Is that going to change?
Okay, well, there's no way to know for sure because Carnival and Royal Caribbean are making changes to that policy. Pardon me. The executive we speak to at Carnival, who's pretty high up on the chain, tells us that right now Carnival has made no plans to require medical records. They are going to do the enhanced screening, the temperature checks, and have nurses there at check-in to evaluate people who may be actively sick. But there's no plans on like denying boarding because you have specific medical conditions other than like COVID conditions or active sickness at the moment. Royal Caribbean announced, I don't know if it was earlier this month or last month, that they were going to require doctor's notes. And they may, for anybody over, I think it was 60 years old, claiming you don't have diabetes, heart disease, and a whole array of other diseases, and that you would need doctor's notes saying you don't have them, as well as if you were under that age, you would have to declare when you got to the cruise ship that you didn't have any of those diseases as well. I'm told that Royal Caribbean is backing off those policies because they realize that's such a huge portion of their passengers. It's not for sure yet, but we're hearing that Royal Caribbean is backing off that. So as of right now on Carnival, there's no decisions made upon that. I don't think seeing the backlash that Royal Caribbean has, there goes your cats again, sorry. I don't think that Carnival is going to make any type of decisions of that nature. We have another super chat. Great job. You have any penny that the cruise line pays you. Thanks, John. I really appreciate it. We're a Carnival concierge agent, so we pretty much only help Carnival customers. Once you're a client of ours, you're a concierge client for life. You can call us, and we're happy to help you arrange your Carnival travel as well as pre-cruise hotels and all that good stuff. But I really appreciate the support, John. I appreciate you appreciating us. So I think that's just about it. Let me have one more. Hold on. Sal, do you see cruise lines maintaining a vaccine once one comes mandated? Yes, I absolutely do. If a vaccine comes out for COVID, I absolutely believe the cruise lines are going to make sure
it might even be
that you have it.
Required for all travel, air or anything.
Yeah, I think air travel is going to require it. And I know there's vaccine naysayers out there. Oh, vaccines are government conspiracies. There's a reason why we live to 90 now and not live to 40 like we did 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Vaccines do work. I don't care what you think if you think otherwise. Sorry, but vaccines do work. And if that's what gets us cruising again, sign me up. I'll be the very first person in line for a vaccine. But I do believe that to travel in general, I think you're right, that a vaccine for COVID is going to be required. Okay. Does my vaccine... Okay, let me explain what the 100% voucher is, because I think some people are taking it the wrong way. The 100% future cruise credit is 100% of what you've already paid. So if you have a cruise, hypothetically, that cost $1,000 and you've only paid $500 into that booking so far, $500 will be what your future credit is. It's not going to be 100% future cruise credit to pay for 100% of another cruise. That's not how it works. It's the going rate on the next cruise. Whatever you've paid in will get moved over as a credit, plus the onboard credit. So I think that is it for us for today. Again, we were live on both YouTube and Facebook today. We don't always go live on Facebook. As a matter of fact, we've never gone live on Facebook, but this was so important that we did. So if you're on Facebook, please make sure you hit that like button, share this onto your wall so that other people who may be interested in information can view it. Also, if you're on Facebook, head on over to our YouTube channel. If you don't know where it's at, the easiest way to go there is just go to salpitera.com. Click on the YouTube logo, and then once you're there, subscribe to our channel. Click the little bell notification. That way, YouTube will let you know every time we upload a new video. You can also join our channel there. It's a small financial obligation for as little as $5 a month, and for that, you get some special broadcasts and some special perks, including some T-shirts we just gave away that look like this. I hope you can see it.
You're in a chair.
Oh, I'm in a chair. That look like that. Now they can see I'm in my shorts. That look like that. and other perks that we give away by being a premium member if you hit the join button. Also, lastly, send me a text. This is the text number. It's 305-574-9213. That text will put you on our text messaging list. And as breaking news comes out for the travel and cruise industry, we send it to you, as well as we let you know when we upload videos and all kinds of cool information and just some of our travels in general. So that being said, this is the end of our broadcast for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope very soon we see you on the Lido deck.